Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you for a second. I was one of the people who were like, my motion sickness tolerance, especially for VR, is just through the fucking roof. Like, I played Boneworks, I played Half-Life Alyx, Gorilla Tag, usually things that gets people feeling a little nauseous. But this game in particular is the only game that's gotten me to want to just stop playing and throw up after 30 minutes on. But honestly, I'm okay with that. So you might be wondering what kind of game makes me feel that way. Well, here, check out this fucking sick ass shot. Now, by no means is this game new. It came out August 17th, 2017. That's insane. That's like, we're in 2021 right now. That's like 4 years ago. This is crazy to think about. So it's not that it's not a new game. It's genuinely one of the older VR games. And despite it being so old, it is honestly such a kick-ass game. In Aircar VR, you were placed into a sort of Blade Runner type setting mixed with Cyberpunk 2077, just this real future dystopian look to things, and you are put inside just a cockpit. You don't have any arms, your controllers aren't like, you can't like physically move your arms. However, the cockpit and the entire car that you control that flies around is just purely by your joysticks and triggers on your controllers. And honestly, the controls work pretty well. The controls are responsive, yet is pretty hard to get used to, but once you do, you're just gliding around looking at the city, and it's so relaxing. Coming from a game like Gorilla Tag, where it's all just hectic, insane fun, this game is such a good polar opposite. It is the definition of just tranquility. And by no means are the graphics amazing in the game. If you go up close to a building or the floor, you can tell it's just pretty flat textures, and they're not even textured that amazingly. However, it's the reason why this game is just so immersive, probably one of the most immersive games I've played, is because of the scale of the entire city and the fact that you are in a car and you can just go wherever you want. Hey, I want to go to that building. There you go. Just find a route and get to it, and just fly however you want, wherever you want. And just to really show the scale of things, it's harder to find a better feeling than flying directly straight up into the skybox, just as far as you can go, and just slowly flipping upside down and seeing the entire city form in front of you. It's honestly such a cool VR experience. Probably one of the best and probably first things you should recommend somebody if they're not insanely prone to motion sickness, which I will get into in a little bit, is this game. One of the very first things that most people think of in VR, they're like, damn, I want to fly, or like, I want to drive. Well, in Aircar VR, you got the fucking best of both worlds while looking at a sick, kick-ass city. And if you were wondering, is there like, well, okay, that's cool and all, but what's the point of the game? Like, what do you do other than just fly around? Well, I'll tell you. Other than just flying around, in the game you have the option of going around and collecting turbo boosters. These you can find in various parts around the city. They're on top of these like little helipad things, and you just land on them. It goes into autopilot. You fly off, and you're just faster. That's basically it. You just get turbo boosters, and your car is permanently faster. That's basically it. Even though it's not like an insane side quest type thing, it gives you something to do other than just flying around if you actually want to do something. And now, not only does the city look pretty cool, the cockpit itself it's honestly pretty sick. There's 3 main screens. The one on the right, it shows you like, I don't fucking know, like latitude, longitude, nerd information like that. And in the middle, it shows you how fast you're going, how high you are, and your turbo level. And that's just basically shows you how many you've collected. And the screen on the left is, how can I explain this? It's basically like a scan of the city, but it's projected everything below you. That was a shit explanation, but just hear me out for a second. It's basically just like a screen that projects what is directly below the car, and it translates that into a sort of like scanner looking kind of thing. It's basically like rough outlines, so you can just kind of make out what's below you. And that's one of the main ways how you find where the helipads are, because if you're flying over one of the pads, it'll like glow a bright like pink color, and that's how you know, oh, that's one of the turbos and I haven't collected it yet. Let me land on it and get a high level. Enough on how the game looks. The controls are pretty good. They're pretty basic and not anything crazy. Like you don't have any like hands per se. Like you don't move your arms to steer or like press actual buttons. To steer, you basically just use your joysticks and the triggers to make you go. I use the Valve Index controllers and it seemed to work perfectly fine, and I assume it would work okay on every other controller. And so basically on your left hand, the joystick on your left hand basically turns and goes up and down for the air car. And now the thing is, the difference between the left and right controller is one will be fine and the other one will make you fucking sick. The left joystick basically just straight angles, just moves your car left and right, just if you were like moving your head, and lifts the car up and down. Just very like basic controls, and you could drive around just doing that. However, if you want to look cooler or do like barrel rolls or flip upside down or just really just look cooler, that's how the right joystick comes in. The right joystick basically just turns as if it were like a plane. So like that's how it like steers. It doesn't go left and right at like harsh angles. It completely just swerves your entire air car. And the problem with that is that it will make you, it can make you so sick, but honestly it's worth it because it's way cooler. Like I'd rather play for only 30 minutes straight, just like making myself sick because it looks cool, than just play for an hour perfectly fine. Because honestly, it's such a cool experience being able to just do barrel rolls and flip upside down and just curve around buildings. It feels way sicker than like just turning normally. But if you're prone to motion sickness, there's at least an option for you. And that goes back to the thing that's like, you know, the main issue about the game is not really the game itself. It's more of how you play it. And if you're prone to motion sickness even a little bit, I thought I wasn't. I thought I was all right. But I got kind of a booming fucking headache after playing it for 40 minutes straight. And honestly, I don't even have a problem with it. It was fun. But yeah, if you're prone to motion sickness even a little bit, I would be careful in this game. But I still recommend getting it because it's free. Yeah, did I mention that? I don't think I did. It's free, so you should just try it out anyways. Now, one thing you might have been wondering is, can you die in this game? Yeah, you can. It's not anything too crazy. Basically, the ways you do die is crashing into something too hard, landing too hard, or being hit by an oncoming air car. And I will say this, when you're chilling, right, just listening to your music and just flying around, you don't expect an air car coming 500 miles per hour directly to hit you in the face. So when that happened, I just about shit myself. But if you're not paying attention, you fuck up the steering, or you just get into a one-on-one collision, yeah, you're just gonna have to restart. Also, something I'd like to mention that you might be wondering is there dialogue in this game? Is there anything kind of like that? There is dialogue just occasionally. I think there's like around like two voices, like one just radio dude and the other is just this lady. I think it's just some person in your air car or just on your radio, and it's just basic announcements like, okay, going into autopilot, or like turbo gained, or just like basic kind of response things. But there's nothing that's really like that drives the story dialogue, at least nothing that I've come across yet. I will say I do wish that they had more of a story to it, or like just more things to do other than the turbo boosts, because like it gives you the feeling where it's like I want to return to it because it's super relaxing, but then again, all you do is fly around. And even though that's sick, I wish there was a little bit more to the game. Maybe like a delivery system I feel like would be really cool. But the unfortunate thing is that the publisher's Giant Form Entertainment, I'm pretty sure they put a halt on it because I haven't seen any recent updates. I could be wrong and I'm just not looking, or I'm blind. But it does seem like they're not going to keep working too far on it. And to be honest, I think this is this is the only game that they have published on Steam. So there is a chance that they could return to it, but I wouldn't rely on that. Overall, I think this game is a great thing to add to your Steam library. It's pretty old, but honestly, I feel like it could be added to anybody's Steam library right now because of how relevant it is to VR. Like, it's one of the main experiences where you're like, damn, I want to fly. Well, here you go. This is like, if you don't want to pay money for things like, what's that game called? Elite Dangerous, that's the one. If you don't want to pay a lot of money for like Elite Dangerous or something, I feel like this is honestly just, it gives you the same feeling of just relaxing, just chilling, being in a flying spaceship, just zooming around, and just honestly just put on a playlist and then there you go. Overall, I think Air Car VR is a kick-ass game to add to your Steam library. It's free, so all the links will be in the description for you to download it, as well as the music that I used in this video. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys want me to do reviews on a specific game. Just let me know in the comments, or really anything. I'm down for whatever when it comes to VR, or just gaming in general, IRL videos, whatever you guys want. Just let me know in the comments. And also, how do you guys like my new profile picture? My friend JD drew it for me. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a good day. Download it.